So I'm trying out the exercises for flexibility of the right hand by Walter Reiter, and he has two components. One is the knuckles that need to be able to flatten and raise, and what I find important is that this is in reaction to something that the remainder of the hand or arm is doing. So, because I notice that if I do that just as an exercise, I'm kind of like pulling with the thumb. So the thumb kind of has an active role and not a reactive role. So then the question is, where does the command for the fingers to bend and strengthen and stretch, where does that come from? Where is that? How is that situation created that the fingers have to react in that way? And maybe one way is from raising and lowering the elbow. And I'm not sure if I can isolate that or if I want to isolate that. So the not elbow, wrist, right? Raising and lowering of the wrist. Because also, like, the whole arm is also doing something, and maybe that's okay because the wrist also is not actively like raising and falling, but also in reaction to something that now the arm requires of it. And then there could be, of course, some kind of distribution. Is it more the wrist or more the fingers, or is it like something in different proportions? And maybe one way of thinking about it is that in some positions of the bow, at least for me, it's easier to do this with the wrist, but at the tip I don't see a way of doing it yet. So if I'm about here, that's about the square position, then it's possible. And here it's more like the bending of the wrist. So if I want to avoid that, maybe I can do more with the, like, shortening the fingers. Not so much as a reaction to the wrist changing position, but the whole arm, like lowering and raising. So maybe I'm being too analytical about that, could very well be, but I kind of feel confused and I'm kind of getting behind this. So, I mean, this is all in the context that the bow has its preferred position, like straight parallel to the bridge and with the stick above the hair, and that whatever happens doesn't change the bow. Okay, and then Walter's idea is to do that like in motion and check where there is some kind of snatch. So about here was some kind of loss of sound, so if I see if I can just do the movement here. Yeah, so when I take the bow in, I feel like I'm losing sound, and also still I feel that my thumb is not reactive but actively like pulling something up. Now that's better. And I also notice like this position that I have that more than perhaps is good for me. So. I have the feeling that my arm is moving too much, my upper arm, and that maybe that is also held by the shoulder too much. So. Yeah, and then I had the idea that to check that the bow is actually kept in position and not constantly moving in this way, I would do that with double stops. Which is even more, it's uneven, the contact between the two strings. So, okay, these are the things that I'm kind of exploring, and I have no idea if any of that is helping anything, or if it's just, I don't know, running down a rabbit hole and getting lost. So I'd like to get some feedback on that.